guys, it's Cassie and welcome to What's New in Luxury Fashion this month, my monthly instalment of fashion news, what you need to know about, collab announcements, X, Y and Z, and my predictions on items that are going to be particularly hot. Guys, if you are new, my name is Cassie and I'm a self-diagnosed luxury addict. I write videos on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays, so if you like luxury fashion, then you're going to love it here. So head down there, subscribe, turn on the bell, become a member of our luxury addicted family. When are we going to rehab? Never. Guys, are you ready? Let's go. Okay, so in this first segment we talk about luxury news, and I'm sorry to start it off on such a negative note, but this month Louis Vuitton had their first price increase of 2022. As a Valentine's Day gift, Louis Vuitton announced that they would be raising their prices mid-February, so by the time this has come out, we've already seen it. And their reasoning for this was increase in prices of raw materials, production costs, transportation costs, and inflation in general. They had their last price increase in October, so that's not many months, is it, since the last one? But go off, sis. Now, the LVMH chairman and CEO Bernard Arnault basically said that they have enough wiggle room to raise prices, but they have to also remain reasonable. Okay, look, all of the kind of very popular pieces have been affected. Speedies, for example, they've gone up between 10 and 17%. The very popular pochette accessoire has gone up 23%. And all of the Neverfulls, you're looking at between 16 to 20% increase. Once again, the goalposts for people starting out in luxury or who have these items on their wish list keep getting pushed back. It's just one thing after another. I don't know if we will see this slow down this year, next year. I really hope so. I mean, they've been doing this for the last, 2 years now? Have you not been taking into account the production costs all of those times? But anyway, what do I know? So there's that. Coming to you from a different background because I'm in my New York hotel room and this is the one clean and tidy corner. Right, the next piece of news, Nicole Kidman is one of the cover stars for the 28th annual Hollywood issue of Vanity Fair. Now, this usually wouldn't really be fashion news except for the fact that she is in the Miu Miu set. Personally, I thought it was great to see somebody who isn't young and 20-something or in their early 30s pulling off this look, because I think we can all agree that she's really pulling it off, okay? This Miu Miu set in general is part of this news story because it has been, first of all, it's not even out yet. These samples have been passed around like nobody's business, and some people are getting very sick of it. I have seen more of this Miu Miu set than I have of my own body in the last week or so. There's actually an Instagram account dedicated to this called Miu Miu set. It is essentially a tiny cut-off top and a tiny cut-off skirt. There's also a set that's like a tiny cable knit sweater. It has been, we've seen it on the cover of ID. Hailey Bieber is the campaign star for this. Kiara's been in it, Naomi Campbell, Zendaya. This is getting, honest, sweetie, right? I mean, this, we have not seen the end of this. Get used to it, it's happening. And you want to know what? Good for those people who are out here killing it, because I could simply never. Okay, the next piece of fashion news. Louis Vuitton has opened 2 new ateliers to focus on their ultra luxury handbags. Really, we're talking here about exotics. And I think this is particularly interesting because we're seeing a lot of brands pledge to go for free and some that aren't, and in this case are ramping up production of exotic pieces. So namely those brands that tend to not be for free are, you're really thinking of your Fendi, your Louis Vuitton and Hermes. Those you always can get exotics, they have fur ateliers and all of that business, and clearly there's such a high demand for Louis Vuitton exotics that they're opening up 2 new ateliers. Another sort of interesting piece of news here, Chanel and Saint Laurent both released a joint statement about plagiarism. So last year, Chanel sort of accused Saint Laurent of copying their, signature tweed suits, which was a bit weird because, it's not the first time that we've seen brands do something that maybe is very similar to another brand but in their own way. I don't know, but tweed suits, that seemed like a reach for me, but anyway. Almost a year on from that, both of them issued a statement sort of against plagiarism, making a commitment to protect the intellectual property of both brands. It was just very random. And apparently it wasn't sort of against any one brand in particular. I think a lot of people thought that it was, you know, sort of like against Zara or something, but it wasn't really confirmed. It was just sort of weird and like, okay, good for you. Moving on to new and noteworthy. Okay, so on the 9th of February, it was announced and launched the Jimmy Choo collaboration with Mugler, and they released 8 designs for this, but there were really 2 designs out of all of these that were the ones that caught everybody's attention the most, okay? And those are these ankle sock boots and the over-the-knee sock boots. They've got that Mugler twist with the mesh, signature to what new Mugler has been doing over the last couple of years. It was done in quite a wearable way. They did these in 2 different tones of mesh for different skin tones. I really like that. Mugler have been doing this with their sort of bodysuits more recently as well. I think that's great. Here's my thing, as much as I absolutely wanted to love them, and I did try them on in a shopping vlog, one has to have skinny calves, okay, for these to work. My calves aren't. So basically, my circulation was being cut off. If you're interested in these, give them a try if you can before buying them, or make sure that there's a returns policy or something just in case, because that was a somber moment for me. Next up, the first drop pictures of Yeezy 4 Gap, engineered by Balenciaga, say that 10 times fast, has come out. And it's kind of everything that I think we expected it to be. We are talking darks, neutrals. You're really not gonna find a beautiful sunset colour, you know, like none of that business. It's very utility inspired, but then you also have that kind of athleisure aspect that is very true to Yeezy and everything else. You know, obviously we're seeing a lot of those very famous, iconic Gap sweatshirts Yeezy-fied. And then with the rest of the sort of clothing collection, it's looking dystopian. And the thing is that we've been seeing so much dopamine dressing, like, oh my gosh, the outfit just makes me happy to look at, you know? Fun colours, all of this. This is the complete opposite. I took one look at it and I was like, I think I'm a bit sad now. I know you can pre-order some of the items on Farfetch, so I will have that link below. The pricing is definitely more towards the Gap side of things as opposed to the Balenciaga side, but, you know, it's still not like £50 a hoodie.
And of course, leading on from my first instalment of this series, it has been officially announced, the Gucci Adidas collab. Now, this one's really exciting because it's very different from like the Prada Adidas collab that we've seen. This is very like sartorial. It's a little bit tailored. We're seeing these like glorious, very Gucci suits with this stunning GG monogram and the Adidas symbol woven into the fabrics, giving this like incredible shift. It's subtle, but it's very there. I am loving a lot of these pieces. It's very Gucci, but you've got that Adidas influence, and I think it's done very, very well.
Okay, now my hot items segment, okay, where I talk to you about pieces that I think are going to pop off or be popular. Number 1, we have the Versace Spring-Summer 2022 platform wedges. Versace has said, I am claiming platforms, okay? You come to me if you want a Bratz doll exaggerated platform. And they are running with it. So for spring summer, they've basically come out with a wedge. It's sort of got these little straps across the front. Again, very exaggerated, very 90s, all of that in these beautiful satin colours like they've done with the Avitas platforms. Look, I see these doing well. I don't know if they're going to do as well as these, but I see these being very popular. They're playing into everything that we're into at the moment. The next one, another new launch that I think is going to do very well, the Fendigraphy bags, okay? A hobo shoulder bag shape, adjustable strap, but you've got the Fendi lettering in hardware at the bottom of the bag, which really just works. It's really beautiful, but interesting and fun at the same time. I've spoken about this in my hottest bags for 2022 video, which if you haven't seen, you probably should, okay? But, so if you want more details, go there. The other one is a jacket, and I don't know why, but I just get the feeling that even if this isn't as popular, it really should be. This is the Dior Micro Canage jacket. It's made of a technical taffeta, but I think it's basically going to feel like, you know, like a padded nylon situation. It's very Dior, but very, very timeless, and I really think that it has a lot of versatility in the ways that you can wear it. You could do a second skin underneath to make it look a little bit more casual, or you can have it by itself, and you know, with a A-line dress, and it can be very sort of girly, very versatile, very wearable. This one is a sort of half sleeve or like 3/4 length sleeve. They do a longer sleeve version, a longer coat version as well. But I think moving into spring, summer, it's a really great transitional jacket. Here's the thing with this as well, is that this is actually quite reasonably priced for a Dior jacket, which is why I want to tell you, because we need to be in on the same things, but at the same time, like, do, you know, keep this information close, okay? Because what we don't need to do is have this selling out before we've had the time to get our coins together, you know? Dior sort of wool bar jacket's like £3,000. This one's 1,600. Now, February is Black History Month in the US. Our Black History Month isn't in February, but because a lot of my country demographics, my biggest country demographic is the US, I thought I would take this opportunity to highlight 3 fabulous black designers. Laquan Smith, this man knows sexy. There are these specific, he's done these like moto jeans or like trousers that I don't think I could pull off, but my gosh, everybody I've seen in them has slayed. They do like a corset top as well. It almost looks like hot lava, which you shouldn't want to touch, but I do. He just keeps coming out with amazing things. He recently showed his New York Fashion Week show, and again, absolutely slayed. There's a lot of pieces as well that are a little bit more wearable for those of us that are a little bit more prudish, that are still amazing. Second brand, Christopher John Rogers. If you want colour, him. He does incredible patterns. Again, you've got those really vibrant colours that, if you're not scared of colour, he just does incredibly, especially monochrome looks, like a head-to-toe glorious orange or a neon green, like oversized shirt and wide leg pants. Like, there's just something so luxurious but fun about it at the same time. And finally, a bit more of an affordable brand, this is Kai Collective. Every time they do a drop, it sells out. I think at the moment they're actually stopping taking orders because they're like inundated and everything, which is incredible, but I need to tell you about them now so that you can follow them, so when they get back up, you're ready. Guys, there you go. Let me know what you thought of today's What's New in Luxury Fashion. I'm going to leave a link to another video here in case you haven't already seen it. Have an amazing morning, afternoon or evening wherever you are, and in the words of my father,
if you've enjoyed it, tell your friends. If you haven't, keep your mouth shut.
I'll see you in my next video. Mwah. Bye, guys.